for our main event of the evening. The problem child, Jake Paul. Nathan Diaz. Let's.
The night the internet nearly exploded, the long-awaited crossover fight between Gervonta Tank Davis and Jake Paul finally happened, and it wasn't the thriller fans were hyping it up to be. Under the bright DAZN lights, with the whole world watching, the YouTuber turned boxer shocked everyone again by walking away with a majority decision victory. And what we got wasn't a chess match, it was a size mismatch. Let's break it down round by round, because this fight exposed exactly what happens when a natural cruiserweight steps in with a lightweight legend.
Fight is over. It's ready for war. Live from Dallas, Texas, it's go time!
From the opening bell, you could feel it. Jake Paul looked huge next to Tank. The size difference wasn't subtle. It was obvious, unavoidable, and instantly impactful.
Look at this face-off, Henry. What are your thoughts here?
You're hearing that shit from me. That's cringe. In some weird way, I kind of like
cringe about it.
He's trying to big man the smaller guy, who the smaller guy to me is dangerous. I think Tank Davis is going to put the hands on him, but I like it, bro. I will say something about Jake Paul. He's brought a lot of attention to boxing. Tank Davis guaranteed $40 million.
If you were in that position, would you fight Jake Paul?
Oh, hell yeah. You got to give Jake Paul his flowers. Mike Tyson, Anderson Silva, Nate Diaz.
Jake Paul is a disruptor, and he's done a phenomenal job at that. You get big and famous enough to where they will just hand you the title shot and completely throw out the ranking system.
If Jake Paul was to do that, I think that'd be the greatest sports accomplishment in history. Going from a Disney Channel kid to a YouTuber to becoming...
Jake's jab became a wall. It kept Tank outside before he even had time to adjust. Tank tried staying low, slipping in, looking for those angles he's famous for, but Jake wasn't letting him anywhere near the inside. This was everything analysts warned about. Even Terrence Crawford said it. Fighting someone that much bigger isn't just dangerous, it's physics. And physics doesn't care about resumes.
Happened with a 135-pounder going up against a 200-pounder. You know, if it's scripted, then it's gonna be good for the fans to watch.
What do you mean by scripted? Like rigged?
Yeah, like scripted. Like,
but none of those guys want a fucking L, right?
I think it's not a real fight. I think it's because it can't be a real fight because they ain't in the same weight. So it'd be more like an exhibition.
I think it is an exhibition, but do you think they're like, but not one person saying like, yo, I'm gonna fucking throw the match? You think?
I don't think.
Or you never know?
Yeah, I think they're gonna go in there and spar. I don't think it's gonna be you trying to kill me or I'm trying to kill you. You know, I think it's let's go in here and make this money. You know, it's more of a business tactic than anything.
Had to choose someone to win that fight. Who do you think wins?
Honestly, I think Jake by youth.
Really?
Yeah.
Tank's movement was sharp early, but every attempt to close distance ended with Jake sticking that jab right in his face. Round 2, Tank tried to turn the tide. He came out aggressive, throwing combinations, trying to test Jake's defense. But credit where it's due, Jake stayed composed. His jab and bodywork slowed Tank down piece by piece. Tank called him a clown before the fight. He's probably regretting that now.
Jake, what do you think of Jake?
Clown.
Yeah.
He's a clown.
Would you look at it as a joke if someone, if your team was like, yo, we want you to fight Jake Paul? Would you be like, come on, man?
I laugh at him. Like, you want me to fight him?
You think it'll ever come to the point where you're going to mix into, I mean, you're obviously doing the real shit, but will it ever mix into the point where the money's big enough?
Yeah, would you ever do a fight like that?
I feel as though in my career, I can't do that right now.
Jake was eating Tank's punches like they were taps. And there was a reason for that. Jake walks around near 200 pounds. Tank, even fully rehydrated, barely touches 145. Every time Jake landed, Tank felt it. Every time Tank landed, Jake walked through it. Exactly what everyone expected.
Paul, Tank Davis fight got moved to Miami.
I think Jake wins.
Jake's just so big, dude.
I think Jake wins.
This is different because it's similar. It's similar to Logan versus Mayweather, but Jake Paul now obviously is way more advanced than where Logan was at that moment in time.
I mean,
Gervonta
it's
is
just
fucking sick.
I mean, yeah, no, but dude,
Did
Jake.
you ever watch his highlights?
Jake can
He's
crack,
nasty,
man.
He's so sick. I love that guy, bro.
By round 4, Tank's pace dipped. And suddenly, Mike Perry's comments started ringing in fans' ears. Weeks before the fight, Perry said Tank's falling out of love with boxing, and tonight, he looked like it. Tank looked like a man doing his job, not a man fighting for greatness.
Kid's big. Tank has a lot of skill, but I don't think he's the same Tank that we saw the most incredible knockouts. We saw him, I mean, Lamont Roach performed great. They went to draw, and, you know, I just don't know. And Tank walked away. I don't know if he loves it enough to beat a guy who outweighs him by 80 to 100 pounds.
Meanwhile, Jake did exactly what a bigger man should. He used every ounce of that size. Tank never went down, but you could see the toll through his body language. Jake's confidence grew with every round, and honestly, he had that confidence long before the first punch was thrown.
I'm fighting Gervonta Davis on Netflix. Let's go. People think that he could actually beat me, and people think he could outbox me, and he's so powerful and this and that. That's what makes it a good fight. November 14th, Netflix.
Round 7 finally gave Tank a glimmer. He slipped Jake's jab and landed a few clean lefts over the top. Crispy shots. But when your opponent just smiles and keeps marching forward, you know your power didn't make the trip up in weight. Jake started stalking him. No more range finding. No more patience. He walked Tank down, letting his hands go, forcing Tank backwards. Tank looked like he was trying to survive, not win. Guess all that sparring with Shocker Stevenson paid off for Jake. Every time Jake connected, the ropes shook. The crowd lost it. And once again,
opponent to replicate something that obviously, you know, there's nobody else out there that's Tank Davis. How do you prepare for a guy that's different stature-wise?
Yeah, no, we have world champions. Raymond Ford in the 130-pound weight class. We got Montana Lovin. Shakur Stevenson is coming in this week. So just sparring against guys on their level and people who have, you know, been doing this their whole entire lives. But we're really focusing on speed and not as much on power. I'm not doing as much like weightlifting and all of that stuff. I'm actually trying to like lose some muscle so that I have less weight and so that my punches are coming off faster.
Dana White was proven right. Jake should be fighting people his own size, because when he doesn't, it stops being a fight and starts being a mismatch. By round 8, Tank looked spent. His face marked up, his eyes unfocused. Tim Bradley called it before the fight. Tank's mentally checked out tonight. And watching him in that ring, he wasn't wrong. In the end, this fight played out exactly like the skeptics predicted, more spectacle than sport. Jake Paul walked away with the biggest win of his career, and Gervonta Davis walked away with a harsh reality check